Alright, I fixed my microphone. I hit it really hard. So, to replace sounds in Garry's mod, it's very simple. First, we need to find the sound we want to replace. Say we want to replace the firing sound for the shotgun. This one. Also, this one. But regardless which one we want to replace, we want to find the denomination of the sound. That is not really the term for it, but it works for the video, right? So, to do it, we go to the developer console. To do so, we can go into the options here, go to keyboard, and at the very bottom is the option for the key to toggle developer console. This is the button that I put. You can put another one. So, in the developer console, we're going to go S and D underline and show space 1. Now, looking at the top right of the screen, you can see that it's showing all the sounds which are playing. So if I shoot the shotgun, it's going to show what sound it played. Now, with weapons and that kind of stuff, they usually have many variations of the sound, so you have to replace all of them with the sounds that you want to hear. For this video, we're going to be replacing the impact sound for the bug bait, this little thing. And this is the sound currently. And as you can see on the top, as I just said, it's not just bug bait impact 1. You can see that now it's 3. And if I try it again, 1, once more, and between 1 and 3, there's probably 2. So we're going to be replacing 3 sounds for this one weapon with a single sound, because I want to hear that single sound every time I throw it. So, to do so, we need to go outside of the game now. For this step, we need a audio editor. So, the one which I'm using is Audacity. It's pretty good. I'm not certain if there are other audio editors out there that allow you to customize to this purpose, but this is how you do it in Audacity. So you go to the 3 points here, select it all, and we have to make sure that the format is 32-bit float and the rate is this one. It may work if it is others, but this one specifically, 48, the 3 zeros, it doesn't work as far as I know. So you have your Garry's mod on Steam here. What we're going to be doing is, we press here, going to go on the properties of it. We use right click on the app, and on the properties we can go on installed files and the browse option. Once in the folder of the game, which by pressing the browsing option is going to go there, you're going to see many little files. One of them is titled Garry's mod, or GMod to be specific, but we are going to disregard those. There's a folder called Garry's mod, all lowercase. We're going to press on it, then we're going to go to the Addons folder within that, and there we're going to create a file. Name it whatever you want. Within it, you're going to put another folder, and you're going to call it sound. So now we're going to look back at the denomination which the game showed us. Within the sound folder we just made, we are going to make another folder. This time we are going to be naming it after the denomination. So the first folder which the denomination shows is called weapons. Now that we make a folder called weapons within the sound folder, we're going to make another folder within the weapons folder. It's going to be called bug bait. And now within that we can put the sounds that's going to replace the in-game sound. So now that we are in the game, back up again, we have reopened the game. We closed it before. When we throw the bug bait, it's going to make the sound. However, you may notice it has different pitches every time that we throw it. Well, not every time, but occasionally. The reason for this, I suppose, is either the game just randomly changes the pitch, or the pitch is changed by the game relative to the file, because it is two files. The reason, I suppose, is so that it doesn't sound the same all the time. But we can't really change that because both files which I have made are the exact same sound. So it is within the game's programming that it is doing this. If we want to change that, unfortunately we will have to go into coding, which is not as easy as what I have shown you. So a little consideration. This does work on multiplayer servers. Now I don't mean just multiplayer servers which you make, but multiplayer servers on the server list. So if you have done exactly as I have done here in this video, go to a sandbox server, you get out the big bait and you throw it. It would make that sound. However, do consider this. It only works for you. Because it is client side per se, it won't work for other people. No one else other than you will be hearing this unless they do it as well, unless they replace this sound as well. So, the tutorial is over pretty much. There's a little rambling here. Is this useful? Unlikely. This, not really. However, say you want to always hear people walking around so that you have an advantage in PvP, then you could replace all the sounds of the footsteps with something really loud and noticeable. Now I wouldn't do that because many servers would probably count it as cheating. Now granted, cheating which probably they wouldn't be able to figure out, wouldn't be able to detect, but it is cheating nevertheless, not very nice to do it. However, you can also do it in less detrimental ways. For example, say you're playing on a PvP server and you want to always be able to hear things, but your strategy relies on this thing. And every time you go here, you're going to place it somewhere. It makes this sound. Now, it's not a very loud sound, but suppose you want to replace it to hear nothing. To always be hearing nothing. Any little speck of a sound, you're going to be able to notice it. Then you could do what I have shown here in the tutorial and replace it with something less jarring, or just replace it with a empty sound file and it will play nothing. Otherwise, this is it. It's pretty simple stuff. You can probably do this with models and animations in a similar manner, like replacing it with just placing files which is the same name as the animation, as the model in the addons folder. But I'm not going to cover it. I just know how to replace the sounds, and I have found it to be pretty useful for certain things.